What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Big B along with Big G. Welcome to the Big Show and Steelers Almighty. Appreciate everybody being in here, man. We got a good show today, Big G. We
Yep.
have got a good show today. Y'all asked for it, so we are bringing it to you, man. First things first. Look, I appreciate everybody being in here. Thank you guys as always, man. Make sure that you hit the like button so we can get these algorithms going so we can get a ton of people in here. We appreciate it. But look, tonight's show, we're talking about Mike Tomlin and what he said about Aaron Rodgers. Boy, he was out there sweating like crazy. Never seen Mike Tomlin like that before. Never seen him like that, Big G. I mean, we seen Mike Tomlin coaching football games in 100-degree weather. I'd never seen him sweating like that yesterday. Looked like he was on a bender. That he was coming off of a bender.
It was the afterlit, D. It was the afterlit, B. It was the afterlit.
Yeah. It was, boy, got
Yeah.
lit up the night before, came in sweating.
Sure
Just
was.
sweat it all out.
Mm-hmm.
QB chaos. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Some rule changes in the NFL. We're going to go over that. And then make sure you guys stick around, man, because we are going to have our ping pong mock draft of the first round. We're going to do it live with you guys today. Not just the Steelers draft. We're going to do a first round mock draft of all 32 teams. That was fun putting it together. Number one, might be some surprises. Who knows? But either way, it's going to be good, Big G. First things first, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Another day in Ohio with my bipolar weather. One day is 75, the next day is 40-something, the next day is 20-something, back up to 60-something. It's bipolar, man. They don't know where to go. But I'm doing well. Great to be in the big show, bro. Great to be in with Big Show.
Bring up the members here that are in the chat right now. Art's baby doll always in. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you. Our man, Mr. Capricorn Steel. What's good, my man? What is going on? Mr. Alonzo Dunn in the chat early. What's going on, Mr. Dunn? We appreciate you all. We appreciate you all, and thank you for being members. Again, everybody, remember, if you the super chats are wide open. So if you want your question, comment, rant, anything, statement up on the screen, you know how to do that if you want to help to support the channel that way. Also, memberships are also available, 5 separate levels, all 22. The entire game breakdown that I do is available. And as you see in all of our lives, members get access to get all of their comments and questions up. So we absolutely appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get this thing going.
Let's go.
Big G, first off, some rule changes
Yeah.
that happened today. NFL with the owners meetings that are going on, we had some rule changes today. The kickoff rule. First off, I think it's permanent now, and one of the things is that they changed it now. If it's a touchback, they move the ball to the 35.
Yeah.
They are basically saying, Big G, they want returns, and if you don't want to get a return, we're going to punish you, and we're going to give them the ball at the 35. I like it. What about you?
I do. I agree with it because, like you said, at the 35, you need basically 30 yards and you're in field goal range. With our kickers of today, dudes kick 55, 60-yard field goals all the time. So by not returning it, you're basically giving up 3 at a minimum. So I like it, and I like how it's going to actually speed up the game because a lot of times when you kick it off and you kick it deep, you got to reset the ball. Sometimes they take the TV timeout and all whatever else. Man, kick it, let the dude catch it and let him run, bro. Let him run, and let's see what happens. Hopefully, we won't get some returns this year. We didn't get that many last year, but hopefully we won't get a few more this year.
I feel like there's going to be more returns, and people are going to have to put more emphasis on it because, again, the 35-yard line is an advantage. I mean, just think about that. It went from touchbacks being at the 20, the 25, the 30, not 35-yard line. You are basically giving everybody great field position to start every drive if you kick the ball into the end zone. Teams are not going to do that now. They're just not going to do that. They're not going to want to give you the ball at the 35-yard line, Big G. We're going to see some returns. We're going to need to see some special teams work, more tackles, just better special teams play, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to take coaching too, man. Now, this may be where the Steelers is a little bit ahead of the curve. Because
Yes.
I think we have maybe a top 5 special teams coach in the league. So now we have to like have the bodies, gunners. We're going to have return specialists, all the things that we need to take advantage of this, what seems like a small rule change, but actually can become a huge factor. Because, like Tomlin like to play anyway. He want to play in a phone booth 18-16, kick 6 field goals to win the game. So, yeah, let's take advantage of the rule. Let's do what we need to do. And listen, our kicker is going to be all world again because he's going to be out there booting it way out there. So, yeah, I like it, bro. I like it.
Yeah, I like that rule. It makes the game more fun because they kind of eliminated the kickoff and the kickoff return, and so they're bringing it back. Overtime rules. They made the overtime rules. Now everybody in the regular season gets an opportunity with the football, regardless if somebody scores a touchdown or not. Previously, if you had scored a touchdown and you had the ball first in the regular season, the game was over. Now it mirrors the postseason. Big G, I'm just gonna say this. Why the hell didn't it mirror the postseason to begin with? I mean, it's 10-minute quarters. Why the hell didn't it just mirror it to begin with?
Well, a lot of it is, man, and it's just my personal feeling, that the influence of the owners wanted to have an advantage for the teams that won the coin flip.
Right.
That's why I think that there was. But when they saw that it added excitement and consistency to the game, now you're going to have the same play through regular season, through the playoffs, and it's going to matter. Both teams having an opportunity to have the ball, unless you get a touchdown on the first possession, that matters, bro. That matters because now it could be field goal here, sudden death. I mean, and that adds excitement to the game. It damn near mirrors the college game. To me, damn near. It's not all the way like the college game, but it mirrors it, and that adds excitement, and that gets people in front of the screen, that gets butts in the seats in the stadiums. So, yeah, you should have consistency through all play as long as the game is going on.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, Big G. It give people an opportunity. And also, there's going to be some confusion. And I don't even know necessarily the rule yet. For instance, what if the first team gets the ball, scores a touchdown, but they go like on an 8.5-minute drive? Does that mean the game is over at the 10-minute mark? Or do you get to play out the entire drive? I was fuzzy on the details. I tried to look it up. I couldn't really get an answer when I was looking it up, because if that's the case, maybe that's what they're thinking. They're thinking, okay, here's the deal. Yeah, we're going to give you an opportunity even if that team scores a touchdown. But if they take 8.5 minutes to score, you only got 1.5 minutes to go down and score. Maybe there's the advantage, because no matter what, the game is over after the 10 minutes. We'll see, because that would be crazy if that's really the case, because, man, that would be an advantage.
But with teams like, the Kansas City Chiefs and like Buffalo, man, my homeboy Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson and them, they only need about 45 seconds. 45 seconds with a timeout. But we in range. We in range. Yeah, yeah. As of today, yes. But them teams that can hit you real quick, Joe Burrow and them.
No, you're right.
45 seconds. Let's go.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Another rule change, instant replay. They're going to expand, the instant replay rules. Now where they have a rule where they can upstairs, if they can look at it first and they can see that a rule that it needs to be changed, you don't have to challenge, and they keep the game moving quicker. They do that. Well, they've expanded it to even more plays now, which I think makes more sense, because sometimes you go, first of all, there's sometimes where we see some of these instant replays, Big G, they could take about 15 seconds. We see the first replay. We see what happened. That's it. The thing will go for 5 minutes, and we're like, man, this should have been over a long time ago. So now they've expanded that to include even more plays now that they can watch. I agree. Again, anything to get the game moving quicker without I like instant replay. I just don't like all the delays, Big G. How long it takes. We see 2 replays in 30 seconds. Yes, we know what happened. Let's move on. They don't do that. They don't do that. And that's what I think drives a lot of people crazy, including myself.
Well, I think some of it is going to be, like you said, with the horse tackling. They're going to be able to review it real quick, look at face mask and other stuff like that. But I think now they're not going to have to buzz all the way to New York City to be able to get this thing done. You know, it'll be like there's a guy in the booth, eye in the sky. He sees it. He'll be the buzz down to his dude, say, bro, y'all missed that totally. Like, I got the penalty right now. We don't even need to review it. You can go and look at the little tunnel if you want to and see if something's there. But I'm telling you right now, I already done seen it. So, yeah. And I like that because now, like you said, it speeds up the game. But how many fans, especially us Steeler fans, we get frustrated, bro. When they miss calls, oh, my God. Steelers fans have a conniption. And I'm one of them. I lose it, bro. I flat out lose it. So, yeah, I just want the consistency because the refs has been an issue for the last 2, maybe 3 years, you know, all fans, not just Steeler fans, but for all fans. So let's get the consistency with the game being called.
Yeah, absolutely. Arch Baby Doll says she can cook a full meal with all the replay or during a replay. That's how long it takes.
Yeah, that's facts.
And she would be right. She would be right. So those are some of the things that got changed. Now, a couple of the things that did not. The first down penalty. I thought for sure everybody was going to be for this. You know, the defensive holding and illegal contact, the automatic first down. I thought, they're going to overturn that and not give somebody credit when it's 3rd and 19. You get called for an illegal contact and it's an automatic first down when the illegal contact happens 6 yards down the field. But they didn't overturn it. They said no. And I was like, well, dang, I was for sure that they were going to be for that. They did not change that, Big G. What are your thoughts?
Lack of consistency with it being called on the field. I think once they get consistency with the call made on the field, because, different referee crews come in. For all you guys, we'll give you a little insight how it works. The referee crews come in and talk to the head coach. They might even talk to the offensive and defensive coordinator. They're going to tell you specifically, we're looking for this call or this play. So there are some games where they call stuff like that, and you're like, man, there was no way that was that. But there's other games where they miss it completely. So I think moving forward, you have to have more consistency with those calls made on the field by the crews. And then see where it's tabled next year, and then, hey, okay, where we go? Here we go with the rules.
Absolutely. Alonzo Dunn with the first super chat of the evening says, we'll need checks and balances from all. Quality call matters. Yes, they do.
Yeah, fact.
Yes, they do. Because all we want as fans is for you to get it right.
Yeah.
That's what we're asking for, you to get it right. But even in saying to get it right, you can get it right, and it doesn't have to take 10 minutes.
Correct.
It just doesn't. We can get it right quickly, especially when you have all these eyeballs that are watching it, and if they're seeing the same replays that we see on television, how come we know before they know? Doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully that's something that can get taken care of rather quickly these days. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's a good idea. But Alonzo Dunn's right, Big G. Checks and balances. That's for anything. And the NFL is the same way. Got to have checks and balances.
Yeah. They need to run some of them crews out of the NFL too, man. I know I might sound biased and like, oh, man, get off my front yard. But, man, some of them crews that they put together, they're horrible. In our history, we know there's crews that show up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you're like, oh, God, we lost. Like, as soon as they get off the plane, when you find out who the crew is, I'm like, oh, man, we about to get cheated today. It used to notoriously happen back in the day with the Patriots.
Absolutely.
When the Patriots got off the plane, and if the right referee crew showed up, it was over. We took an L even before the game started. So there has to just be more consistency on the field with the calls, and hopefully they'll get better this year. Because it's been, to me, sort of subpar the last couple of years, bro.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct. 100% correct. Now, the big one that everybody thought that was going to get voted on did not get voted on, which is the tush push. Yeah. That one got pushed back to the next owners meeting, which I believe is in May. But the thing about the tush push is apparently there are 16 owners that are ready to get rid of it. Now, it takes more than that, but there's right now, and I think that's why they pushed back the vote to see. I think the people that really want this thing to be gone are like, hold on a second, let's push this vote back to see if we can garner up some more support for this thing to try to get rid of it. Again, to get rid of the tush push, I think is insane. I think it's just absolutely ignorant. The people that want to get rid of it can't stop it. Or they don't run it well, and they try to come up and say, well, for the player's safety, but there is literally, Big G, no evidence, no data, no nothing that says players are getting more injured by running this play. They can't come up and say anything because it literally isn't there, Big G.
That's facts, bro. And listen, some teams have learned to improvise with it. You know, everybody, when they say the tush push, they talk about them Eagles. But I'll tell you a team that I saw do it last year well, the Kansas City Chiefs. And they didn't run it with my homeboy.
No.
They was running tight ends in motion, running them up underneath the center, pushing and going forward, right? So there's teams that's learning how to do it. The issue is it has to be blocked correctly by the center and the two inside guards. If those three guys know how to successfully block that play, it's unstoppable. And I think that should be advantage offense. If you need 1 yard or 2 yards, man, go ahead. Push the dude in. Just go in and get what you need to get. It continues to play because most teams don't show up or most fans don't show up to see teams play defense. Fans show up to see teams score touchdowns and score points. So, yeah, keep it in the game because it's going to speed up the game and we're going to get more scoring in the game. So that's them NFL owners on hate mode, dog. They forever on. And I bet you I know who did it, but we ain't going to call it out on this show. I know some of them owners that did that, man. Them ones, man, that get off my yard, grandpa type owners. Get up out of here, bro. Yeah. Make it a part of innovation of the game.
Right. Now, here's the thing, chat, and I see a couple of you say that, well, if the offense can push players, the defense should be able to. The defense can.
Yeah.
Nobody says that the defense can't push players. The only time that the defense can't push players is on an extra point or a field goal or a punt. They don't let you do that because the snapper has his head tucked underneath, which is the easiest way to get his neck snapped.
Facts.
So they protect it. So they don't allow you to do that on those plays.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can push guys on defense. Now, I don't know why you would want to, because that doesn't help you tackle anybody.
Facts.
But you're allowed to push guys. You're allowed to push guys on any other play except for those. That's it. You can do it. So, but it's just not going to help you. That's why defenders don't do it, because that doesn't help you tackle anybody.
Yeah, that's facts. So, I like the leverage. I like the leverage, though, bro. I like the leverage for the offense, just for me.
I mean, I don't mind it. There's ways to stop it because everybody doesn't run it successful. That's the thing. They act like it's 100%. Now, it's 87% of the time, I think, when teams are actually running the tush push. It works 87% of the time, but everybody doesn't run it because everybody can't do it correctly.
Yeah,
so,
facts.
Lonzo Dunn says the solution might just be to get a bigger tush to push.
Hey, man.
How about the tush of the big D line from Florida? I mean, that kid is 465 pounds or something like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? He is huge. Big G is huge. Now, you line him under nose guard. Then what? Then what happens?
It's over.
You know?
Yeah, you're not getting
taught some leverage. He's not going to get moved out of there.
Hell, all he got to do is fall forward.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 465 pounds. Fall forward. Yeah, you can't go backwards. Just fall forward. If you fall forward, they're not going up the middle in that A gap or B gap. It's over. Bro, just fall forward.
You remember the movie Wildcats?
Yep.
What was his name?
I can't remember dude's name, but I remember, man. Real smart dude. Didn't want to play.
Real smart guy. In the chat, let us know, man. Y'all remember Wildcats, the big dude.
Yeah. Just fall forward, dog.
What his name was.
Can't remember it.
But didn't want to play, was taking bribes or was bribing people. Was bribing everybody. Talking about grades and all that. That's what they need. They need somebody like that. And that's what he reminds me of. But they're trying to get rid of the tush push is just stupid. It is what it is, man. It's a football play. Just if you can't stop it, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Or go stop it. Whatever you want to do, but figure it out. But the bottom line is to try to eliminate a football play. I could see like when they eliminate some tackles or blocking, like you can't cut block in certain areas. I understand that because, that's player safety. But again, there's zero data, G, on anything that the NFL, because they would try to pull up some data and get rid of it. They couldn't pull up any. Like there is none. There it is, Finch.
Finch, that was his name. That's facts.
Finch, I forgot his name, Finch.
Yeah, Finch,
Unbelievable. Remember, he blocked that kick that they returned for a touchdown to end the game. First of all, you knew that was fake. He couldn't jump over a $1 bill if it was on the ground. all of a sudden he's jumping that high, blocking extra points or field goals. Get out of here, man.
Man, that boy had a
I love
45-inch vertical. That boy had a 45-inch vertical at 450. He was a guaranteed first-round NFL draft pick, man. 450
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I forgot about old Finch, man.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on here, some of like I said, some of these rules are just they're just it is what it is. Some are good, some are bad.
Yeah.
They're doing everything they can to get rid of the tush push. They're doing everything in their power to get rid of it, but it is what it is. At this point, it's in.
How many games did the Eagles win last year? Counting the playoff run and the Super Bowl, how many did they win? I think it was 16.
16 or 17.
There's your votes. That's why I told you. I said I could figure it out. Anybody that that the Philadelphia Eagles beat, because the tush push is part of their game, those are the 16 teams that voted. When it comes out, you're gonna see it. You'll be like, damn. These are the teams, if they show it, these are the teams. Anybody that Philadelphia can beat on a consistent basis, those are the teams that voted against it. Maybe not the Steelers. They might not have hated on it. But the rest of them, the haters. The Giants, the Cowboys, the Commanders, they all hate it. Trust me. They doing everything in their power to beat Philadelphia. Everything in their power.
Yeah, absolutely. The chat saying that college and UFL doesn't use it. Nobody cares what UFL.
College does use it.
We're talking pro football here. Nobody cares about that.
But
and apparently maybe the Steelers, Art Rooney, I didn't see anything where he said he was out against it, but if he did, it doesn't matter. Doesn't mean that we have to agree. So I think it's crazy.
But they did use it. Lenore Sellers and them in South Carolina used it. Penn State with Tyler Warren used it. I saw it with my own eyes. Because they have an advantage with being able to line a big man up underneath center and pushing forward.
Right.
There was teams that use. Now, there's 8 teams that have massive quarterbacks, but I know at least 3 teams that I saw use it. Kansas, I saw use it with their quarterback, Daniels, before he got hurt. I saw South Carolina and Sellers use it, and I saw Tyler Warren use it at Penn State. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it's like I said. Yeah, Tomlin came out and said that he was against it. I heard what he said, but his thing was about injuries. He came out against it and said, well, if it's, the injury, but there isn't any. There's no information, no data that says people get hurt. None. Because they'd plaster that everywhere to be able to get it done if there was. And they can't do that because there is nothing that says that guys get hurt on this play. You just can't do it. So it is what it is. Somebody said Tomlin wants Bandy throwing the ball in the middle of the field too. I mean, you got a point.
Make that a rule. We're gonna make that a rule. No across the middles. No end cuts. No, none of that. No slant.
No end cuts. No dig
no slants.
No
digs,
shallow crosses. All that banned, according to Mike Tomlin. He wants it all banned.
man, I hope not. I hope not, bro.
But speaking of Mike Tomlin, Mike Tomlin coming out talking about Aaron Rodgers. First of all, I think the first thing we got to talk about is Mike Tomlin, just his sweating when he's talking about Aaron Rodgers. Now, we had the live last night, but Mike Tomlin looked like somebody was just pouring buckets of water, just throwing water at him he was sweating. Look, Mike Tomlin was on a bender, people. He went on a bender, G. He went on a bender and went out and got loose the night before and then had to come out there and talk about Aaron Rodgers. Look at it. Look, I mean, he was sweating his ass off talking about Aaron Rodgers, man. Lord have mercy, Mike. First of all, he had to have an undershirt on because look, that blue shirt would have been soaked.
Facts.
Soaked through.
Look at him. Look at that grabbing that paper towel. He's like, Lord have mercy.
Buddy.
God, I can't take it. I can't take it. Hey, listen, he was having a good time, good time in the owners meeting, bro. And you know what? That looked like dark liquor coming up out of him. That don't look like no light. That don't look like no light. That look like dark coming up out of him because he's like, man, I can't take it. And it ain't like it's the lights and everything else because I saw other coaches not maybe necessarily sitting in that same position, but like that, where they had the lights and everything on and they were fine. Tomlin, man, Tomlin kicked it hard the night before. He'll never admit it, but he was on it. And punishment, you stay away from him. Sponge, you stay away from him because that looked like you and Tomlin was hanging out somewhere, bro. That looked like you and Mike Tomlin was hanging out.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Look, the thing about it is he came out with some of his Tomlinisms that he usually comes out with, and some of them make sense. Some of them are, quite frankly, are disgusting. Let's get to Alonzo Dunn's super chat first before we do that. He is saying at Big Pun, put it to rest. Tell us what you and Tomlin drank the night before. Exactly,
Facts.
Pun. Come on,
Yeah,
Big Pun. Tell us what y'all was drinking, man. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna to say anything. We don't snitch in Steelers Almighty.
Nope.
Ain't nobody in here snitching.
Yep.
No, go ahead and tell us what it is. Tell us what y'all
Yeah.
was drinking, man.
Yeah.
And it's like G said, it was that dark liquor. You
Yeah,
know,
some dark.
you know, the clear liquor you can get by. You know, you have a couple beads on your head. That dark liquor just pours out of your body, man.
Yeah. After that second shot, it was over. Listen, Tomlin was at the hotel.
At Cuervo and Oldies.
That's it. There's the combo. There's the combo. That's what was going down. Pun. We knew you was witty. We knew it. Yeah.
First of all, Cuervo and Old E, what the hell are you doing? You're trying to kill Coach Tomlin. You're trying to kill Mike Tomlin. Who's drinking Cuervo and Old E? See, we knew Big Pun was on that liquor, man. Stop it. My God.
Punishment got a deadly combination, boy. He trying to
ain't nobody ever heard of, hey, man, I was drinking Cuervo and Old E. What? His liver was just saying, hey, man, stop it. His liver just hardened up, said, stop it, nothing else. Stop it. You should be ashamed of yourself. Unbelievable. Cuervo and Old E. My goodness, man. But back to old Tomlin, man.
Yeah.
Look, Arch Baby Doll joining in. She said Colts 45. Oh, man. Lord have mercy, Colt 45. Just no.
If Tomlin got Colt 45, he was sitting in front of the hotel out there with some of his, some of those people that don't have rooms in the hotel. I'm not gonna dog them out and say, but there was some homelessness going on. And
a lot of brown paper bags.
A
lot of brown paper bags covering the. Yeah. That was Mike T and Big Pun just on the quarter, just sipping a little bit.
They like they was from Rand University. Rand, like Randy Moss and them was from Rand.
Yes.
Yeah, they Rand. The only thing that's there is a liquor store, a gas station. Rand, man. Rand University.
Unbelievable. Man, so back to Mike Tomlin. Some of the stuff that he said, man, is, oh my God, they're talking about Thunderbird. It's gone. The chat is crashing now. It's gone off the rails, Big G. It's gone off the chat. When people start bringing up Thunderbird, my God.
Yeah. B, they talking about St. Eyes, crazy.
Yeah, see.
Lord have mercy. Y'all some alcoholics. The chat is some alcoholics, man. What the hell is going on over there? They done crashed all the way up, man. Y'all over there
Thunderbird and St. Eyes. It's over. It's over. The chat is on point tonight, man. Chat is on point tonight. Lord have mercy. Talking about Steel Reserve. It's too much. Y'all are too much. See? Talking about some bootleg from Carolina. Now they're drinking moonshine. See, y'all are too much, man. Let's get back on topic. Back on topic because y'all are
alcoholics.
There's some alcoholics, G, in the chat. Big Pun has contaminated the chat. Lord have mercy, man.
Facts.
Thunderbird. I ain't heard of Thunderbird in decades.
Man, y'all. But you'll be all right. Just hang with us. Man. You need a detox day. You're gonna get a detox day.
Yeah. So we're talking about what Mike Tomlin says, some of the quotes that he said. That you asked him a question about Mason Rudolph or about his quarterback situation. He says, really comfortable with being unsettled at this time of the year. That Mike Tomlin is really comfortable with being unsettled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then question, is there a timeline? His answer was not to my knowledge. I don't know that we've approached it from a deadline perspective. You know how he talks. Said we'd like to have settled circumstances, but deadlines don't often bring that to a head. Now, that part I actually agree with because Big G, if I wanted you to come do something, come with me to work, you got a job, but you have some options.
Yeah.
And I tell you, now, G, I want you to come, but you got to come by this time.
Yeah. Hell
You're
no.
probably going to tell me, well, I'll come when I want, or I won't
Yeah.
come at all.
Yeah.
We're grown folks. We're grown adults. Putting deadlines on people that don't have to do anything with you, that usually doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way, Big G. You can't just give a grown adult a deadline because you want them to.
Right. B, normally that's thanks, but no thanks.
Yes.
You know, but I know why he did it though. I know I'm gonna let you know. Make sure you go on with this because if you see what the owner came out and said,
yeah,
after what he said, that's why Tomlin said what he said. That's that coach speak, bro. You right on with that. You on point, man.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Then they asked him about Plan B. That's why we brought him talking about Mason Rudolph back. I'm comfortable with that. We've been there before. He's a very capable guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Tomlin's been getting crushed for that. Look, I have no doubt if the Steelers went into the season with Mason Rudolph as the quarterback, they could probably win 9 or 10 games. I literally don't have a doubt. Yeah. But Mason Rudolph's not winning a Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying the Steelers are close to winning a Super Bowl anyway. I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. But the appearance of bringing Aaron Rodgers in is, yeah, we can win a Super Bowl with this guy. You're not winning a Super Bowl with Mason Rudolph. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. But to be honest, I think 9 or 10 games and maybe even a playoff win. If everybody's healthy, this is the best receiving core he's ever had. Matter of fact, based on potential, this might be the best receiving core Pittsburgh's had in years. From top to bottom, receiver 3, receiver 4, tight end 1, tight end 2, running back out the backfield that can catch the ball. That makes a difference, man. I was watching highlights today with Mason throwing the ball to GP and all whatever else and hanging in the pocket. I was like, wait a minute now. We might have something with Mason. We might have a little something. I ain't saying a whole lot, but enough to win 9 or 10 and push for a playoff win. Maybe, but I like the alternative better, man. I like the alternative.
I mean, I do. I mean, like I said, I don't have a doubt that they can win 9 or 10 games with Rudolph as the quarterback. I don't doubt that. Hell, we won 8 games with Duck Hodges.
Trash.
It's part of being a part of the quarterbacking crew. So if we can do that, I mean, the Steelers can damn near do anything. So, at that point. But I think it's a little bit of posturing because I don't think it's the truth. I think it's posturing, but it's manipulative posturing because I think the Steelers believe that Aaron Rodgers is coming in. Aaron Rodgers is only going to come on his time frame, though.
Yeah.
And I talked about this a little bit the other day. Rodgers working out with DK Metcalf, having a throwing session is because Aaron Rodgers hadn't done a whole lot. So Aaron Rodgers is trying to get his arm in shape, trying to get things together. That's why he had all of that. DK was part of that. But why would DK Metcalf be there if you're just trying to throw to high school kids, college kids? Why would he be there if you weren't planning on throwing him the football some? It just doesn't seem like that would be part of the scenario, G.
Yeah, I agree in totality. And like I said, I wasn't, I'm still on crash out mode with Aaron Rodgers. but looking at the alternatives of what we actually have, does Aaron Rodgers put us in position to win? Yes. Do I think he's going to play? Yes. Do I think he's going to sign with the Steelers? About 80%, yes. But the deal is, he wants to come in like when you said he wants to come in. He doesn't really want to do OTAs. He doesn't want to do all the other stuff that the veterans have to do, right? And that's why Mike Tomlin said what he said. Because translation from Mike Tomlin, basically Art Rooney II told him to shut the hell up.
Yes.
I got this. You shut the hell up. Run camouflage. I'll get up in front of the podium and talk to the press and all whatever else and say, look, we want this dude. It's a good standing. We're going to get him in here. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So Steelers fans, back up because we have a tentative deal with Aaron Rodgers. So that's what I thought about it. But yeah, he's going to play for the Steelers, bro. He's going to play.
I 100% agree. Look, we can go back and forth on stuff from time to time, but anybody that pays attention to the Steelers, Gene, knows that's exactly what he was saying. Hey, I got it. Aaron Rodgers, we're in good standing. Why would you say you're in good standing in a negotiation? Nobody ever says that. No negotiation. You don't do that. You don't say we're in good standing. No, that's not what happens. It means that the deal is done, except we're giving Aaron time to get his body together, get his arm together, and then when he does, he'll come in and then we're going to be ready to roll. That's what I think this is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to the super chat with Alonzo Dunn. I want to feel like we can win in the playoffs, and I haven't felt that way since Jacksonville upset. Rodgers will give us that chance.
I
Sad
agree.
but true.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
he's right. He's right. Like I said, we got to get past that. We just don't like Aaron Rodgers. We don't like his attitude. We don't like this and that. But look, it's just the fact. He gives us the best chance to win if he's right. If he's right. Now if he's not right, that's something different. We just got a member that just signed up. Thank you very, very much. Awareness and accountable. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Just signed up to be a member. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
So Arch Baby Dog comes in. It says, Big B, Big G, do you feel that we could win a PO game?
Probably a playoff game.
Right.
Playoff game.
With Mason? I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, with Aaron Rodgers, though, yes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We got to get a running back. We got to get another running back. We got to stay healthy and have some health on the offensive line. But listen, I was looking up, me and you talked about it in our private conversation. His stats in 24 was better than 22.
Yeah.
They was better. And listen, whether now you can say he was playing somebody or not playing somebody, that back half of the season, man, he was wearing teams' asses out, boy. He was wearing them out. That back half, he didn't look like Aaron Rodgers of 2021, but he for sure looked like Aaron Rodgers of 2022. So if he comes in and plays like that, if I get that dude for 12 games, oh yeah, somebody gonna get it. Somebody catching one.
The thing about it is, I've gone full circle on this, G. Look, whether it's Mason Rudolph, Aaron Rodgers, whether it's a man on the moon, the Steelers aren't going to be any good unless the offensive line is good.
That's facts.
We can talk about, well, we need to get another running back, which I agree. We got to draft a guy. But even if we don't, if our offensive line is good or is just above average, the guys that we have at the running back position will be fine. We'll be fine. It comes down literally to that, ladies and gentlemen. I could come up with a whole bunch of different ways and scenarios and this and that, yada, yada, yada. It comes down to, if the offensive line is above average for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025, the Steelers are going to be a good football team. Yeah. If it's average or below, the Steelers aren't going to be. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, Big G.
Yeah, but look at all the babies. I mean, we had a bunch of kids playing last year. And now Frazier got experience. McCormick has experience. You're going to put Jones in his right spot. We're basically getting Fautano's rookie year. It's going to be this year. So, hey, man, listen, the panic mode should not be in Pittsburgh. It should actually be more optimistic than pessimistic because of how young they are and how much these kids can actually still develop. Having a young offensive line that learns how to develop puts you over the top as far as the NFL is concerned. And I think I'm not on Pat Myers' bandwagon. Don't get me wrong. I ain't on his bandwagon. But do I think that these kids can develop? Because a lot of them can play. They seriously can play. Some of them possibly could be Pro Bowlers. There's some good talent on this offensive line, man, and I'm digging it. So, yeah, let the line do what they do, bro.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Look, I'm going to bring this up here. It's our brand new member, Awareness Accountable. We'll get back to it here in a minute, but just say you guys are doing a great job. I love how you guys bring something different to the table with facts. Man, we appreciate that. Yeah. That is what this channel is. Look, we started Steelers Almighty. Me and my partner, my producer, we started this thing a year ago. It'll be a year ago Friday, April 4th of last year. We brought Big G on to do the big show because we know how talented he is. But more importantly, Big G's a part of us because he doesn't BS. He doesn't throw out nonsense. Now, we don't always agree on everything, but we talk facts about what can happen. We don't have to do the clickbait, yada, yada. Oh, the Steelers signed Dak Prescott. No, we don't have to do all that stuff, man. We're just talking about what we feel, and we've got a little bit of football knowledge, just a little. We love the Steelers, and we're just out here talking, man. That's it. We're talking and having fun. That's what this channel. So I appreciate you saying that, and everybody else, man. Thank you all for coming in and supporting us the way that you all do, man. Thank you very much. Let's get this next super chat here, Big G. For our man Capricorn Steel, it was great hearing Omar speak about the accumulation of the 2026 comp picks.
Mhm.
But we must go out and get quality guard tackle depth. I have confidence again. You know what? I do too. I do too. Because, again, Big G, I just have a feeling the Steelers in the 4th round or higher are going to take an offensive lineman. I just have that feeling, man. I have that feeling that that's going to happen. That in the 4th round or higher, the Steelers are either going to take a guard or a tackle. Because, again, we got to have depth no matter what. I think we saw Spencer Anderson for what he was.
Yep.
I mean, if he can get better, great. But we saw Spencer Anderson in games, man. He wasn't good. Now, again, I'm not just saying. I mean, he's a 7th round draft pick. So, but I'm not saying he can't get better because we've seen guys get better.
Yeah.
But he wasn't good last year. We know that. So, yeah, the depth has to be there. Depth has to be there. Luke Cage says, B&G, do you think we might trade back in the 1st round to recoup that 2nd round pick? Big G's been a big proponent of that. I'm going to let him take off on this one.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, not only do I think we should, absolutely, because the deal is the only way you stay at 21 is if you feel that there's a guy you absolutely have to have. But I think at the position of need for the Steelers, running back, cornerback, defensive tackle, there's multiple guys that we can get that is not too far away from pick 21 to pick 28 or pick 29, or he maybe even pick 30. So if we can drop back from 21, 29, 20, 28, somewhere in there, pick up a 2nd, maybe pick up a 4th, yeah, run it. Run it because we need play. If Rodgers is going to be the quarterback, we need players around Rodgers. We got to have dudes. And B, listen, I'm screaming it, and I wouldn't be mad if Steelers fans going to be pissed at me, but that dude, you need to watch Booker, the film on that kid from Alabama. He's a monster. And if you put him next to Frazier, that's the Castro and Pouncey all over again. Yeah. Run it. So I'm not tripping if we pick up a lineman, man. I'm not tripping. Not at all, bro.
No. And my thing is that I'm not, look, there's a few guys. We're going to do our mock draft here in a quick sec. So there's a few guys, if they're available, the Steelers don't move back. But if those guys aren't available, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be mad at all. Now, I don't want to move it out of the 1st round. I don't want to move it into the 30s. But if they move back to 26, 27, at the furthest 28. But if you go back to 28, then I need not only a 2nd round pick, but I need a 4th round pick as well. Yep. So, that's the thing. If they move back too far, you got to give me 2 good picks in this draft. Not, hey, we'll give you a 4th next year. No, this draft if you want to move up. So I think that's kind of where the Steelers are. If certain guys are not available to them, I think it would behoove them to move back and get a 2nd round pick. We haven't really seen the Steelers do that much, though, Big G. Like, we've seen them move up a few times, like Devin Bush. Don't get me started.
Yeah, trash.
We moved up
to
trash.
Yeah.
But we don't really move in the draft. This would be one of those years where, hey, there's somebody available that somebody wants, and they think the Steelers might take him because he's the best available, even though the Steelers guy isn't there. Hey, do you want this pick? Okay, great. What are you going to give us? We got to have a 2nd. We're not. The conversation starts with a 2nd round pick. Yeah. It starts there. Then we move forward from there. So, I think that's a great question, man. And I think the Steelers need to do it. So,
we ain't never seen the Steelers go get a dude like DK Metcalf before. This a little new.
No,
this a little new. So, and that's why listen, Andy Waddle and Marcon. Yeah, I'm riding with you, dog. Y'all a little new. I like this.
Now, somebody was talking about Booker and saying that he can't move in space. So if you got a guy that he can't pull, here's the thing. How many of you all were screaming about the Pittsburgh Steelers not running toss plays? Yeah. How many of you guys were screaming about not running outside zone? Yeah. That the Steelers line has been better inside, blocking inside. Well, if that's truly the case, well, then go get you a mauler. But now, I mean, now granted, blocking in space has to be a key. If you're a guard, you got to be able to get out and block in space. You just have to. It's a necessity, unless you want Zach Frazier to do that. And if you do, okay, because we saw Pouncey do it for years.
Yeah.
Get it snap, shotgun snap, and he'd be the first guy pulling, on a sweep to the left or right. So, and Frazier can absolutely do that. I think you go no road grader first, and then you worry about blocking in space second.
Bro, Booker can block in space. Go back and watch the tape. Listen, I implore y'all, when Bees puts this all 22 stuff up, trust me, eventually we're going to do some stuff where you can see college and all whatever else. Bro, y'all need to watch the tape. That boy is I don't put that dog term out there lightly. That boy is on the collegiate level, he's a dog. When was the last time you heard him talking about a guard in the first round? He's a first rounder. He's a killer. Get him in there. If at 28, I'm not mad. And he's big, he's a mauler, right, and he's mobile too, bro. I'm telling you. Go watch the tape.
I got you. Awareness and accountability says we should throw the ball more with these weapons. 100%. 100%. Like I've already been on record. I don't care who the quarterback is. We can't be doing this 65-35. Minimum.
Yep.
Minimum.
Yeah.
52-48.
Yep.
52-48. Why'd you go pay these guys or pay Metcalf? You keep Pickens. Why are you doing that if you're not going to throw them the football? If we're going to sit back and run the ball 45 times a game, that doesn't make sense to me. Throw the football. Get with the modern times of the NFL. And again, I think a lot of times when people think throw the football means you got to throw 9,000 yards down the field. You don't have to do that. Just throw the ball more. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, throw a dig route. We didn't see a dig route all year from the Steelers. Yep. I don't even remember, the last time I've seen the Steelers run or throw a dig route in a game. Like I don't remember the last time that's happened. It's incredible that that's not part of our offense.
Well, it's going to happen now because that's DK Metcalf damn near. That's like his extraordinaire.
Yes.
DK
running down and posting up DBs.
He can run a dig route better than any damn wide receiver in the league. We're going to run it. We're going to run the dig route. And Absolutely. GP can learn from DK and run the dig route too. Run it.
Absolutely. Well, all right, man. There was a few other topics I was going to touch on here, but I think we've made people wait long enough, man. It's time to get to our ping pong first round mock draft. And what I mean ping pong is I took a pick, Big G took a pick. Then I took a pick, Big G. So we got the equal number of picks going down the draft.
Yep.
I went first. So yep. I got the draft. I got the first pick in the draft. And then we just went from there on down. Now, both of us are going to have a Steelers pick.
Yep.
Both of us will have that. This is a Steelers channel, and then we're both going to have a Steelers pick, damn it. That's just the way it's going to work. Mm-hmm. But either way, I thought it was fun. I think this was fun. We put it together. I thought it was crazy fun. So let me get this pulled up here, and let's get started. So, the first pick of the draft. Now, Tennessee Titans, obviously, are the first pick in all of this. Let me get this pulled up here real quick. Technical problems. First pick, Tennessee Titans, quarterback Cam Ward, Miami.
Yeah.
I think Titans, I think it's a no-brainer. They can't go with mayonnaise anymore. I mean, Will Levis is he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. He's so done that they benched him for Mason Rudolph. So that happened.
It's the easiest pick of the draft, B.
Easiest pick of the draft.
It's easiest pick. Run the card to the table. Matter of fact, if they make us wait, that's malpractice on the NFL.
Exactly.
That's malpractice. Run the card to the table, bro. Cam Ward. It's over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, so I got the Browns, right? The Cleveland Browns pick. Listen, man, I like to shake it up and make it messy. The Cleveland Browns select Abdul Carter, edge rusher, outside linebacker, Penn State University, man, with number 2. They ain't picking Shador. They ain't taking no quarterback. The Browns going to get another rusher to go opposite Myles Garrett, man, and cause some problems, bro. Cause some problems.
Absolutely. We get this super chat. Jay's Upper T says moving back 7 spots won't get you a second-round pick. It will if somebody gives you one.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what somebody's willing to do. They may need that guy. Whoever it is, they may need it. And the Steelers may say, great, you need him so bad, give us a second-round pick. So you don't know what it will do until it absolutely happens. So let's not be that person.
Yeah.
And speaking in guarantees, because we just don't know.
Facts.
Kind of like your house. Your house is worth what somebody's willing to give you.
That's facts.
Just the way that it works, my man. Just the way that it works. So, third pick, New York Giants. Travis Hunter. Now, I said Travis Hunter, but I had Travis Hunter as a wide receiver. I didn't say Travis Hunter as a corner. I like Travis Hunter going to the Giants as a receiver. Him, Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, give them some weapons, and let Russ cook a little bit up there and see what happens. Or 30 for 30 Winston. Let's see what happens. But I don't think they go quarterback, because if they didn't get fired last year with Daniel Jones and making the flubbing up Daniel Jones and getting rid of Saquon, I think the Giants I think that brass has time. If you didn't get fired for that, I don't think you're going to get fired for anything. And they probably told the owner, we're not reaching for a quarterback. There's no reason for us to reach for a quarterback, because we don't think that a quarterback is worth the third pick in the draft.
I'm riding with you, bro. I'm riding with you. Talent is talent. And there's two generational talents back to back. You don't let those dudes fall. That's malpractice as a GM. If you let generational talent walk past you, no way.
Absolutely.
No way. Don't be so thirsty.
Don't be so thirsty.
Yeah, just wait on it. All right, so fourth, we got the Patriots, man. Listen, Mason Graham's a beast. So I take Mason Graham, defensive tackle for the Michigan Wolverines. I hate Michigan too, man. I hate them. I have all the bad things in the world happen in Michigan and only Michigan. But Mason Graham is a beast, bro. He's a beast. So he's an automatic day one starter. Probably going to cause a lot of problems with Vrabel and the boys up there in New England. Yeah, give me Mason Graham, bro.
Yeah, Mason Graham is incredible. New England needs more D-line help. Everybody needs a defensive tackle that can stuff the run and rush the passer. Every team needs that. He's that at an elite level. Can't be moved. Double team, he doesn't get moved. If you single block him, he wrecks your defense. That's what the Patriots need. It's a good pick.
Facts.
Fifth pick, Jacksonville Jaguars. Big B selects Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle, Texas. A lot of people have him second, third. No, Jacksonville likes him early. They like his athleticism, Big G. They take him.
Yeah. Listen, as far as athleticism is concerned, he's the best in the draft.
Correct.
But there's guys that, there's other guys, Campbell, the big kid out of Missouri, Josh Simmons, So I think with our picks at number 3 and at number 5, the draft is already shook up. If this actually happens, New York going to be going crazy. And I don't think it'll go with the same team picks the rest of the way, because teams are going to start trading and be like, oh, my God, I can't believe they took this guy or this guy. So if this happens 1 through 5, the draft switches up, B, in my opinion. I think it starts switching up right here. But we didn't have any trades in our draft, so we can't do it.
No, that's right. Because you start doing trades, people, it gets messy, it gets weird. Don't get me wrong, it can be fun, but we don't know, again, like I mentioned earlier, we don't know what somebody would be willing to give somebody to move up or down. So let's not do that. Let's just do the mock the way that it is.
Facts. Number 6, man, Las Vegas Raiders. Ashton Jeanty, running back, Boise State University. Yeah, man. It's a Raider thing, man. It's a Raider thing. And you got old Pete Carroll out there. Pete Carroll looking at Ashton Jeanty. He's got visions of Marshawn Lynch. He's already got the Geno Smith thing riding with him, man. He's trying to do the thing in Seattle, out there in Las Vegas, man. Ashton Jeanty is the new Marshawn Lynch, man. Slide him on in there to Las Vegas, bro. Slide him into Las Vegas.
It's a running back at 6. It seems awful high, but you're right. That's a Raider thing. A Raider thing. I wouldn't do it. There ain't no way in the world that I would take Jeanty that high.
Yeah.
But there is so many rumors out there talking about the Raiders taking him. I say it all the time, man. When there's smoke, there's fire.
Facts.
When there's smoke, there's fire. And there has been a ton of smoke. So we got a super chat here from Mr. Dodd. Says, I can't remember a draft that was bigger than this one. For the Steelers. I mean, you might be right. You might be right. Steelers got a hit on this one, man. They got a hit on this one.
Yeah.
So.
Or somebody gone. Somebody going to lose their job.
Correct.
Somebody going to lose their job. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. Number 8, Carolina. Oh, no. Sorry. Number 7, the New York Jets.
Yeah.
The New York Jets take Armand Mimbu, offensive tackle out of Missouri. A lot of people have him as the top tackle right now. A lot of people have him as the top tackle. I still like Banks better than him, but both of them are really good. Somebody said that Banks was overrated. Banks dominated every opponent that he played this year, literally every single one of them. So I don't know how you become overrated by that, but whatever. Either way, I like Mimbu. Going to the Jets need a tackle. Here's your chance. Here's your guy.
Yeah. So, B, this is where, once again, if it goes down the way we say, this is where the run starts. You already got 2 tackles off the board.
Yes.
I'm with the dang on Carolina Panthers. Listen, you got to protect the little midget back there, the little Smurf playing quarterback. Bryce Young, you got to protect him. Give me Will Campbell, man. Offensive tackle, LSU, bro. Got to protect him. I know they need weapons. I know that. But Carolina has a lot of picks in the 2nd and 3rd round. Give me the tackle to protect the little short guy in the backfield. Give me Will Campbell, man, to play tackle. 3 tackles off the board, B. 3 off the board.
3 off the board. See, then that's where it gets dicey because Carolina needs weapons. I get it. And McMillan is out there. He is out there, but the Carolina Panthers pass. They don't, and they go tackle, which, if we're being serious, it makes sense because that's kind of what was causing, Bryce Young all the problem. He wasn't being protected. He was getting his head destroyed, and he's running around out there feeling stuff that wasn't always there. So you got to protect the guy. And number 9, the New Orleans Saints takes Jalen Walker. They need an edge. They haven't been able to find one. Cam Jordan has been done for the last 2 years, maybe 3 years. Time to get a new replacement. Jalen Walker, University of Georgia.
Hey, man, this guy is one of the guys I think has the best upside in the whole freaking draft.
Yeah.
I'm watching, I'm looking at film everywhere, and I started watching the Bulldogs. I said, boy, this dude is a dog. Somebody's going to get a killer, man. So I like the pick, man. I was hoping he'd slide and we could, maybe do something and somebody wants him, we could trade back. But yeah, he's going to, I think he's top 10. Top 10 pick for sure, B. Top 10.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, man.
I think he's a top 5 talent. He may not go that high, but he's a top 5 talent for sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Like I said, every year, B, I know religiously, I've been watching the draft for 20 years, religiously. And I've been podcasting about the draft for at least 4 years, going on 5 years. So every year we get this run stuff. We done had a run on offensive tackles. Let's get the run on the edge jumping off. The dang on Chicago Bears select James Pierce Jr., edge rusher, outside linebacker, University of Tennessee, man. The Bears, they need a tackle, but 3 of them gone. 3 of them's gone, so they're not going to go Josh Simmons right here. Let me get that. Let me get the flip side of it. Let me get the edge, the opposite going on for the Bears.
Man, I don't know. You got that quarterback that back there, and he keeps getting his head busted.
Yeah.
Would you talk about malpractice? It would be malpractice if you don't take an offensive lineman of some sort to protect this guy. That would be. Now, don't get me wrong. They got to get an edge. My problem is I think James Hearns has bust written all over him. Yeah. I think he's got bust written all over him. But here's the thing. I like him. I just don't know his game is going to translate very much. But he's going to get taken in the top 15, Big G. So
you better believe
it is what it is. That's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco Giants are on the clock. They
the
go
49ers.
Cornerback Will Johnson for the San Francisco Giants. They need a corner. They take a corner. Will Johnson is probably the best corner. I know he had a little injury issue, but I think Will Johnson is best corner in the draft.
Over Hunter, you say he's better? That's saying, but you think Hunter is a wide receiver,
remember?
Okay. Yeah.
I looked at him as a wide receiver.
I feel it. B, this the first pick when we were going back and forth today doing it. I was like, man, be reaching with this one, dog. But it's not my pick, so you can't be critical. I can't, it's not my pick. I'm not the GM. I'm not the pseudo GM.
You can be critical.
No. What this you reached. If I'm being critical, you reached for Will Johnson. Nah, not right here. But like I said, it's the 49ers pick, and we're gonna keep it pushing, man. If this happens, the Dallas Cowboys, and y'all make sure you go back and check my KnoItAllz podcast. I had Tyler Guyton on there, starting offensive tackle for the Cowboys this last week, right? Just Sunday. But if this happens for the Cowboys, because we talked about this on the show, Tetairoa McMullen, wide receiver for Arizona, if he falls to the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to start crying because they don't have weapons for Dak. I saw pictures of Dak working out today. They calling Dak the Slim Reaper. Dak done got small and got in shape. They got to get him some weapons. So if they get Tech and CeeDee Lamb is a problem. So the Cowboys at 12 with Tech, to me, that's a great pick, man.
I get it. If he gets past Carolina, that would be nuts in my opinion. But if he gets to Dallas figured something out. Leonard Dodd, he's on my head talking about he's a Tennessee guy. Said, watch your mouth, Big B. Pierce is a beast. And he is. I just thought he was a beast in college. I just don't think it's going to translate. So,
he paid you to tell you to watch your mouth. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, listen, I love our chat, man. Our chat don't mess around, bro.
They don't. Well, the problem is the chat been drinking that Thunderbird tonight, remember?
St. Ives.
Thunderbird.
Yep, they sure have.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So
are you up, Doc?
13,
yep.
The Miami Dolphins, they need an offensive tackle. Armstead is done, been done. They go Josh Simmons, Ohio State. I think it's smart. Look, Tua been beat up. You got to protect him. Here's your opportunity.
Yeah. Listen, outside of injury, I think Josh Simmons would have been tackle number one, in my opinion. When you go back and actually watch the tape for the Buckeyes, Josh Simmons was killing people, man.
Good.
So, yeah. But yeah, this is steal for Miami at this position. All right, at pick 14. Now, I've been saying this on every podcast network I'm on. I believe that this is where the draft is going to start getting crazy because I've said all along, people are saying that Tyler Warren's going to end up with the Jets. I think he's going to fall to the Indianapolis Colts. And I think there's a lot of teams after the Colts that want Tyler Warren. So if the Colts take Tyler Warren at this pick, the draft's going to go nuts because now teams are going to start trading back. They're going to be like, the guy we didn't want is there. There's guys that teams want that wants to go there. I think the draft, stay tuned for that first round because after pick 14, it's going to get very, very serious, bro. So I take Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State for the Colts. They need one bad. And they got the number one guy on the board.
Yeah, they need a tight end. I think it makes perfect sense for the Colts to do that. Perfect sense. Arch Baby Doll with the super chat. Appreciate it. Good question here, Big G. Guys, who actually has the final say with draft picks? My answer might surprise people. I think it's Art Rooney II.
Facts.
I think Art Rooney II. Like I told y'all before, I think Art Rooney II is way more involved than what he acts like. I don't think that he knows football like his daddy did, but I think he's way more involved in the day-to-day of football operations than what they want to lead. I absolutely think Art Rooney II is the person who has the final say on these draft picks, at least maybe in the first 4 rounds. Now, after that, he probably not even in the building. But in the first 4 rounds, I think it's him who has the final say. I absolutely do.
I agree. I agree totally. I think Art Rooney II is the sign-off on this.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Super chat here. Another super chat from Handy Cart Mexican. Since when is Miami initials MAI? I mean,
MIA.
Our graphics guy, a partner, he's been on that Thunderbird too. Damn it, he's been on the Thunderbird too. See what happens, chat? You see what you do? You all influenced him, and now he got on Thunderbird, and he's misspelling word. I blame you, chat. I blame you. Big pun, you specifically. Cuervo and Old E. What the hell? I blame you. For our producer being on that yak. For being on that yak.
Facts.
So
Facts.
Leonard Dodd with the super chat here said, got Jerry Jones in him. He's just cheap. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right about Art.
that's facts.
Just saying, you are 100% right. He got
Yeah.
some Art Rooney in him or some
Yeah.
Jerry Jones in him. He's just cheap. You're right.
That's
You're
facts.
exactly right.
That's
So
big facts. Mm-hmm.
you're exactly right. So moving on, we're at number 15, the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons go edge. They haven't had a pass rush in almost a decade. It's been at minimum 5. I think it's been 6 years since they've had even a halfway decent pass rush.
Facts.
They go Jamar Stewart, defensive end, Texas A&M. Controversial, Big G. 4.5 sacks in 3 years of football.
Yeah.
But everybody seems to love him, and he's got the moves. If you watch the tape, he's got the moves. He just can't tackle a quarterback.
Man,
He literally just can't tackle a quarterback.
I watched the LSU Texas A&M game with him, man. Nah, I'm not B. I can't do it, dog. I can't, because people are ultra critical about Campbell, bro. And I was watching Campbell kill that boy. I was watching him just kill him, and I was like, nah, man. He might, maybe. We'll see with the right team, maybe. But nah, is he gonna be a 10 to 12 sack dude? Nah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got the moves, he's got the ability. But the thing is, and Big Pun said he looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. That's not really true. He actually plays like Tarzan until he gets to the quarterback. Once he gets to the quarterback, he can't tackle him. Like, he can't wrap him up. He can't bring him to the ground. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Dominate the tackle, gets in the backfield, and then can't tackle. I'm like, did anybody teach you how to tackle growing up in high school, in college? Somebody got to teach this guy how to tackle. If he can do that, he's a double-digit sack guy, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, so listen, the Arizona Cardinals is at 16, man. All right. The temptation is going to be there to get a Mecca Buka. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be there because Marv's out there. And you get the Buckeye buddies paired up again in Arizona. You know, that's the good PR and all whatever else. But that's not a position of need for the Cardinals. The Cardinals need an inside linebacker. To me, the best inside linebacker on the board is Jade Campbell. Inside linebacker, extraordinaire, put the tape on. He should have came out last year. He should have. Because his tape from last year was actually better than this year. But the boy's a killer. He's a killer, man. So Arizona helps fix their defense in the middle. Jade Campbell, middle linebacker, University of Alabama, B.
Gotcha. I like the inside linebacker take because they need help in the run. I may have went D-line with them, though, because they need help up front. But I mean, again, you get a linebacker with his skill set. It makes sense. I just think they need a linebacker or a D tackle to get some help in the trenches there. Cincinnati Bengals at number 17, excuse me. They go Mykel Williams, defensive end, Georgia.
Oh.
I mean, Sam Hubbard just retired.
Yeah.
They're messing around with Trey Hendrickson, so doesn't sound like he's going to be back. They need a pass rush. Their defense has been awful. Here's another pass rusher to help out.
Man, listen, I like it, man, and they got to get help on. Matter of fact, they got to get help on the defense. Period.
Yes.
If they don't get up on the defense, it's over. So yeah, they have to. They got to draft an edge. All right, so I'm to the Seattle Seahawks. Now they cleaned out a lot of position rooms in Seattle, not necessarily defensively, but offensively. You got Cooper Kupp, you got Jackson Smith and Juka. Let's add a Mecca Buka. Let's add a Buka to the room so they can run legit 11 personnel because Sam Darnold's going to run the exact same playbook that he ran in Minnesota, in Seattle. You need a three-headed monster, 11 personnel, Cooper Kupp, a Mecca Buka, Jackson Smith and Juka, run a Mecca Buka to the Seattle Seahawks at pick number 18.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I mean, now I know you love it because of the Ohio State connection, but let's not kid ourselves. Both of these guys can play football. They're redoing their wide receiver room. They traded DK Metcalf. They got rid of Tyler Lockett. They're ready to restart it. Why not restart it with these guys? It's smart. They complement each other. I think it's a great move. I think it's a great pick, Big G. Great pick.
Yes, sir.
So he didn't run a 4.55 either, did he?
No, he ran. That's punishment on that damn sauce again, bruh.
Yeah.
He ran a 4.45, and then he ran a 4.48.
Right.
Punishment talking about Ohio State tracks 37 yards and all whatever else. Punishment is a closet Michigan fan and a Buckeye hater. So don't go off of what punishment is talking about.
I don't even know if he's a closet Michigan.
Yeah.
I think he just is, and he's a 100% hater. But again, we got to give Big Pun some grace. We got to give him grace because he's on that Cuervo and Oldie. Anybody that's on Cuervo and Oldie, you got to give them grace, man. You can't take them. You just got, hey man, I get it. Give him a pass. Give him a pass.
Facts.
Leonard Dodd says with the super chat, Arizona re-signed Calais Campbell, and they did.
Facts.
And if they draft Campbell, that looks. I mean, it makes sense. The thing about Calais, I don't know how many snaps he's still got in him. Lonzo Dunn said he's got 10 or 15 plays. Campbell can still stop the run.
Facts.
That's the thing. He can still stop the run. Now, if you're trying to play Calais Campbell 45 snaps, then you got problems on your team. I mean, at 38 years old, that's just not something that's realistic.
Yeah.
That's something that's not realistic.
Yeah. Agreed.
Moving on. Number 19. Now, this is where Steeler fans are going to get upset and get nervous because all the reports are out there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to take Kenneth Grant.
Yeah.
Defensive tackle, Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that is literally what everybody is talking about. You start doing mocks. He's getting mocked to Tampa. Everybody's talking about it again. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, anything could happen. Don't get me wrong, but this is where Steeler fans are like, uh-oh, they took our guy, and right here, Tampa takes Kenneth Grant.
They're going to mess around and let him wear the honorary number. You watch what I say. Oh, they're going to put him in 99, bro. They're gonna put him in 99. They're going to get that honorary number up there for him.
Huh.
He's going to be an honorary, man. So, yeah, I like it. I hope that he falls to us, B, but it ain't happening, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening. I look for him to grow anywhere between 14 and 19. So, that's just
unfortunately, I think that's going to happen. I don't think if Steelers want him, Steelers are going to have to move up to get him. And the Steelers don't have the luxury this year to be giving up draft picks.
Yeah.
They need bodies. So, Leonard Dodd agrees. Damn blasphemy. Yeah, you're right. It will be, but that's going to happen, unfortunately, Steeler fans. I apologize.
Yeah. Facts. All right, I'm at number 20, right? Now, this is a guy that I've been ramping and raving about for about a month and a half, 2 months. Nick Umunyura, safety. Man, all world, bro. 6'4", 230 pounds, 4.34, 4.33 40-yard dash, 43-inch vertical jump, standing broad jump of about 11.5, 11.6, and you put the tape on and you're like, holy, where in the world did they create this dude at, and what laboratory, and can I get one for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Right. But Denver needs safety help. They do. Now, I know that old man, Peyton, wants a running back because he shipped the running backs out, but he got Estime. And I think he thinks he's got something in Estime. So I'm going with them getting the safety that you can just move around like Hamilton for the Baltimore Ravens, man.
Right. I mean, they signed, I can't never pronounce his name, that good safety out of San Francisco. They signed him in free agency. So there's another spot available, but I think they like the guy, but I think you can upgrade. I love the pick, Big G. I think you can upgrade. I don't know that they're going to do it because, like you mentioned, Sean Payton wants a running back.
Yeah.
But if they're smart, this makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
My man Alonzo Dunn says, Todd Bowles is a defensive guy talking about
Yes, he is.
You're right.
Yeah, he sure is.
So,
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So at number 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the clock. There's a lot of people out there that are still available.
Yeah.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers, now, both of us are going to have a Steelers pick. This, again,
Facts.
The Steelers Almighty channel. But Big B says at number 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to take Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado. It's happening. I've been telling y'all, if he falls to 21, the Steelers need to take him. Steelers need to take him.
Wow.
I don't know why we wouldn't take him, but the Steelers need to take him. I like
it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. But if we're going to get Rodgers, then I don't know. But I'm not mad at that pick because I think he's our quarterback. I think whether people realize it or not, this kid has the capability to be our starter for several years, several seasons, and be very good in the NFL. I was looking at comps about who they were saying he was like, and there's some very good players they saying that Shedor's like. So I'm not mad. Now, that's not who I picked. At pick number 21, I think our priority is either DT or RB. Right? So I took
quarterback?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. If we're going to if Rodgers is our guy, well, listen, I need a running backs. I got to have a dude that's going to help him out, man. Give me a Marion Hampton, bro. Running back, North Carolina at pick 21. You pair him, Jalen Warren, all the weapons we got on the outside with the tight end room, boy, it's going to get ugly with Aaron Rodgers. And we might win a few games with that mess. So I like Shedeur, but if I can get Hampton, run it all day and night and twice on Sunday.
So let's get to the super chats real quick here, and then we'll discuss these picks. Is Alonzo Dunn says, I love that pick falling to us. I do too. That's the reason I do it. I wouldn't move up for him.
Nope.
But if he falls to us, absolutely take him.
Yep.
Big Pun, I will drink with you on this pick with tears of joy. Tears of joy. See, he's happy about it. You know, just be careful drinking, the Cuervo and the Old E. That's not a good mix. You'll end up looking like Mike Tomlin look. So that's not a good mix. Yeah. But here's the thing. A lot of people like the Hampton pick. Here, I like Shedeur Sanders. Here's the reason why. Everybody talks about, well, he doesn't have a cannon arm. He doesn't, but he can make every NFL throw. So what is it? Do you want somebody that just has a cannon arm, or do you want somebody that can make every NFL throw? Oh, I'll take the guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. You want a guy with a cannon arm, but if they're not accurate, which we know Shedeur Sanders is, he doesn't have a good football IQ, which we know Shedeur Sanders has. Yeah. Well, then what else are we looking for? A guy that can make every throw, accurate anticipation, has a good IQ. I mean, I don't know what we're looking for. And if anybody says he doesn't have an IQ, you're just lying because you just don't like him for whatever reason. You don't want to like him because everybody talks about his football IQ, not just his daddy. Everybody talks about his football IQ and his anticipation and his accuracy. Those things aren't being disputed. Now, whether he's a good NFL pro, we'll find out. But if he falls to the Steelers at 21, I think we got to take him, Big G.
B, I'm telling you. And this is the deal. And because I thought about your pick when I saw it, when we was looking at it on the board, I was like, man, this makes all the sense in the world. But if you feel, because it solves multiple things. He's your quarterback of the future, number one. And if Rodgers gets hurt, you can get the kid out there and still even start playing. So that's number two, right? But if you feel that you're all in with Hampton, roll with it. But I like Sanders. As long as we don't got to reach, I'm with it. But, man, Omarion Hampton is something different, B. And you know that. You're hoping, you're like, if we trade back, I want to get that dude. Right
you know me about Hampton. I think Hampton's the best back in the draft.
Facts.
I do. I think he is the best back in the draft. I think he's that good. So I don't dislike your pick at all. I think it's a great pick. It's not even a good one. It's a great pick, G. I just say we've been mad about quarterback. When you have an opportunity, you take that quarterback. For instance, the things that people are saying about Shedeur Sanders, like they weren't saying that about baby hands.
That's facts.
And it's not a reach to take Shedeur Sanders at 21. Now, there's questions on whether he'll even fall that far. I think he will because, again, I think teams are wising up. And Cleveland's gun shy. You already know that. Cleveland's not going to take a guy that high. And I think teams are like, look, we're not going to reach for a quarterback. Okay, well, then don't reach. 21 isn't a reach for Shedeur Sanders.
No,
not at all. No. 20 was a huge reach for baby hands, and everybody knew it. Yeah. 21 is not a reach for him.
Yeah, I agree. Facts, bro. Absolute facts.
So, but Hampton, if we can get Hampton,
yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah. Let's move on.
Yep. All right, so we got pick 22, man. Pick 22 is the Los Angeles Chargers, right? They signed Devontae Adams. They got Puka Nacua. They're going trips, bro. they're going trips. 11 personnel. Let's turn up the heat. Matthew Golden, wide receiver, University of Texas, man, with the pick. He's the fastest wide receiver in the draft. Matt Stafford is going to get him in the huddle and look at him and say, you got one route to run, a go route.
Right.
And go get it. Go get it. Because, listen, you got to respect that kid's speed. You have to. And they're going to run Devontae up underneath him. They're going to run Nakua up underneath him. And it's going to be a lot of problems with the Los Angeles Rams if they take Matthew Golden at WR, bro.
Absolutely. I didn't get to Leonard Dodd's super chat here. He says, give me accuracy with these two dog receivers. They're going to get it anyway. So, yeah, give me some accuracy. Give me some. Again, I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders has the strongest arm, but if you can make every NFL throw, like somebody said, well, he's Tua. Tua can't make every NFL throw. That's the difference. Tua can't do that. Tua is ultra accurate, but he can't make every NFL throw. Like, he isn't throwing the ball from one hash to the opposite boundary outside the numbers. He at 25 yards down the field. Tua's not doing that. Sanders can do that. That's what I'm talking about, can make every NFL throw. So,
I made an error, man. I said the Rams. It's the Chargers.
Yes,
I called the wrong team out. So I apologize, and I thank the Super Chat. Super Chat, I'm not on one right now. I ain't got the sauce. I just misspoke. So I appreciate you guys. It looked like somebody in the Super Chat sober. So somebody called me out. Yeah, call me out.
Big Pun has stuck his claws into Big G and gave him some of that Cuervo. And now Big G, just like our producer, is on that Thunderbird. Lord have mercy.
Yes, sir. Yep.
At number 23, man, we got Green Bay Packers. Look, Green Bay Packers need a cornerback. I think a draft day trade is coming up. I think Jair Alexander is going to be out of there at Green Bay. I mean, what else can he do? First of all, he's been hurt. He stays hurt. He bashes the organization at every opportunity. I think they're done with him in Green Bay. They take a corner out of Florida State. I think his name is Aziri Thomas. If it's not right, I apologize, but I believe it's Aziri Thomas out of Florida State. I like him. I think he's one of the better corners. Underrated, I think, also because he played on a bad team this year. But, yeah, I think this is what they do. I think this is where the Packers go.
I was watching film on about 20-minute highlight reel on the kid because I didn't really know that much about him. Yeah, that's a great pick. I actually like it. It's a name that a lot of people's not talking about, but this kid is a first-round NFL draft pick corner. I totally agree with it, man. Yeah. All right, man. Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to shake up the draft, man. I'm going to shake it up. The Minnesota Vikings get a home run threat out of the backfield. The Minnesota Vikings are going to try to duplicate what's going on with Sonic and Knuckles, like the Detroit Lions have with their two running backs. The Minnesota Vikings have Aaron Jones. They add Travion Henderson, running back, Ohio State University, who's an explosive home run hitter anywhere on the freaking field. How do you protect basically a rookie quarterback? You put him in position to get the ball out of his hand and for guys to make plays. Travion Henderson, running back, Ohio State University, goes to the Minnesota Vikings, man.
I like it. I know they need some other help in other places, especially on defense, but they don't have a running back. You're right. They don't. And there's nothing better than getting you a big-time running back in the draft, especially this draft, Travion Henderson. I like Judkins a little better than him, but you can't go wrong because they're both really, really good, G. They're both really, really good. So I like the pick, man. I do. Yeah. I do. I like that one. 25, Houston Texans. They need a tackle. They traded Tunsil. So I'm going Josh Connerly out of Oregon. Connerly got a bad rep coming into the draft because he got run over by Mike Green in one rep at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
That one rep has stuck with him the entire time, and people act like he can't play. He absolutely can play. It would be a great pick for the Houston Texans because, again, they need offensive line help. Why they traded Tunsil, I still don't know why, but whatever. They did. But the bottom line, they got to refill, and that's where they go, Josh Connerly.
Yeah, and B, we got 5 tackles off the board, man. That's saying a lot with this draft, man. You got 5
Yeah.
tackles off the board, and we're not even to the end of the first round yet. So yeah, there's some needs out there for teams in the NFL this year at that old tackle for sure.
Correct.
All right, man. We're at the Rams. Los Angeles Rams. I think they need a corner. Man. Now, I've been critical of this kid because his size. But I've watched tape, and I'm starting to come around and say, yeah, he's really good. Give me Jahdae Barron, man. Slot corner, 5'10", but it's got like a 6'3" or 6'4" man's wingspan. High vertical jump, super fast. Can take any slot wide receiver away from you on the field. Give me Jahdae Barron for the Los Angeles Rams at corner at this pick, man.
Gotcha. I like him. I thought he was really good this year. The one thing about it is in the bigger games, I think when they played against decent teams and decent competition, I think he played pretty good. You know, Texas didn't have the most challenging schedule this year. Everybody knows that. But when they did play good competition, he played good. So yeah. I like the pick. I like this one, Big G. And you're right. They do need a corner. They do need a corner. Let's get to a couple of super chats real quick. First one is Handy Cart Mexican. Y'all out your damn mind at 21. Dude is overrated. Well, there's 2 picks at 21, so which one is overrated? And define overrated. I think people just hear stuff online and they repeat it. So, because I guarantee you won't be able to define what overrated means. Next up, Capricorn Steel says, does a draft day trade affect comp picks? Well, if you trade them, they do, because you can trade those picks. Said, I know post draft trades don't, but during. So, but yeah, if you trade it, it absolutely will. And you can trade those. So we'll see.
He said he want Alexander for the Packers. I wouldn't be mad at it.
No,
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. It depends on what Green Bay wants, but you know who Green Bay would probably want?
Yeah, I know.
George Pickens.
Yeah. And listen, for my first, you give me a first and a fifth, you can have him.
But they're not
I don't want to. I know they ain't going to.
Not if they throw in Jair Alexander. You're not getting a first round pick. Man.
Well, give me your first and Jair, and then you can have GP.
No. Nobody's.
I know,
doing
man.
That.
I know I'm living in fantasy land, man. But Omar Khan is the big fleece.
No.
So he might try it. Let's get the fleece on.
If Jair Alexander is part of a George Pickens trade for the Steelers, then we're not getting anything higher than a 4th round pick. It won't be anything higher than that. So,
yeah, facts. That's facts.
And to me, I don't know that solves your problems. So I don't know that you necessarily would do that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I get it. Moving on. Where are we at here?
Ravens.
We are the Ravens.
The bird, the rats.
The rat birds. But you know how good they are at drafting, and they are really good. Malachi Starks, safety out of Georgia. Again, the Ravens do it to us again. They do it to us again. Lord have mercy.
B, man, if they get one of them Georgia dogs, man, come on, man. Him and freaking Kyle Hamilton? Oh, my God. But it happens every year. It seems like they pick guys that we actually need, and it's been happening since Ozzie. So I love this pick. Man, Malachi Starks is that dude, bro. That dude. So, yeah, I like it. I'm riding with it, man. Next pick, man, the Detroit Lions. I think the Detroit Lions season fell apart last year when they lost Aiden Hutchinson. When they didn't have the pass rusher, somebody that could actually get to the quarterback, and it just progressively got a little bit worse and a little bit worse and a little bit worse. And by the time the playoffs came along and they couldn't get to Daniels, it was over, bro. I don't think they mess around. They got to go get a guy. Give me Green, defensive end out of Marshall University. Small school kid jumps in the first round. Not just about what he did at the pro game or whatever, the All-Star game. Not just what he did in those All-Star game practices, but what he did on film, man. Green's got character issues. But, man, as far as if anybody can coach a character issue, Dan Campbell can coach a character issue. So I think they go Green and they go opposite, ends with Hutchinson and Green and say, hey, let's go get the quarterback, bro. Let's go get the quarterback.
Gotcha. No, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I like it a lot. Makes sense. like you said, their pass rush went in the toilet when Hutchinson got hurt, which they just didn't have anybody else on the other side. And then you look at that Washington game. I mean, they had no pressure.
Facts.
No pressure whatsoever. So
Facts. Yeah.
Super chat here by Mr. Dodd says, I don't know if they draft great, talking about the Ravens. I know Ozzie Newsome does, but he's gone. No. Come on, man. Come on, man. The Ravens draft great. The Ravens draft great. Ozzie Newsome's been gone for quite a few years now, and the Ravens haven't dropped. They haven't missed a beat when it comes to drafting. Haven't missed a beat. So, moving on, man. Washington Commanders. I'm on the same avenue as you are, Big G. They got to get to the pass rusher or get to the quarterback. They need a pass rusher. Donovan Azuke, whatever. I apologize. I can't pronounce his name. Out of Boston College. I think he's really good, especially at this point in the draft. And again, the Commanders need pass rushers. They lost Dante Fowler. They got to replace him. They go here with a defensive pass rusher, an edge rusher from Boston College.
B, that's like 6 of them boys off the board.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about these runs that happen. That's like 6 of them. So they feel like they got to have a guy. Hey, but I wouldn't be shocked, B, if any of these picks, these last picks are traded. You know, where a team comes up from the second round and says, look,
Absolutely.
I got a guy I want.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't be shocked if one of them is traded. All right, so I'm to the Buffalo Bills. All right. Now, this guy, a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers want. A lot of Pittsburgh Steelers want this guy. I don't think he fits our defense, but I think he fits absolutely with this team's defense. You got Bosa, put a guy right next to him. Give me Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss University to run that. Yeah, because they run a 4-3, man. And you line up Nolan next to Bosa, okay, you're going to have problems in Buffalo because Buffalo's deal
also got Ed Oliver.
That's right. Buffalo's deal is to go get my homeboy. Listen, we want to be able to duplicate what the Philadelphia Eagles did and go get my homeboy. So Oliver, Nolan, Bosa, you can, with 4, you can go get my homeboy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the key. Go get Mahomes, but you got to do it with 4. You got to do it with 4. So great pick. Great pick. At number 31, Kansas City. Look, they got rid of their all-pro guard. They got to replace him. Greg Zabel, a guard out of North Dakota State.
Yeah.
And people love him. They absolutely love him. They can plug him in from day one to play left guard, and the Chiefs have again solidified their front 3 to keep Mahomes safe at that position.
Yeah, I like it, man. Listen, I was just talking about what Buffalo's going to be doing to chase him. They got to get some dudes to protect my homeboy.
Correct.
And this kid, I mean, he can play inside and outside if need be.
Right.
And I watched this tape, man. He's a small school kid. I was like, yeah, he could definitely play at the next level. So I love the pick, man. Last pick of the draft, Philadelphia Eagles, man. The Philadelphia Eagles draft defensive tackles better than any team in the NFL. They do. They load up with D tackles and D ends. They know what they're freaking doing. They lost Williams. Let's get his replacement. Give me Harmon out of Oregon, the defensive tackle, the big boy. A lot of folks are comparing him to Jones, the defensive tackle, defensive end for the Kansas City Chiefs. You bring this guy in to running with Gabe Davis, running with the other big dude that they got. Hey, man, they going to cause problems in Philadelphia, bro. Problems. Right. So
that was the other guy. If I didn't take Shedeur, I almost took Harmon at 21.
Yeah.
I almost took Harmon at 21. I thought, man. But I just couldn't resist taking a quarterback since we needed a quarterback. And I like Sanders, especially at 21. But, man, if Harmon is there for Philly to take him, I'm going to be disgusted. I'm literally going to be disgusted. The rich get richer. Unbelievable.
I feel it, man. I feel it.
Lonzo Dunn says, Super chat, just because it's a damn great show. Best Steelers talk in town. Love you guys. Man, we love you too, Mr. Dunn, and thank you for your support. Absolutely. Thank you for your support, man.
Yeah.
Can't thank you enough for it. So, if the Eagles get Harmon at 32, first of all, I don't think the Harmon's going to fall to 32. I don't believe
Me neither.
But if he does, my God. I mean, it won't even be fair at this point. It literally won't be fair.
Yeah.
So, I'm disgusted.
Feel it, man. I feel it.
All right, man. So that is our ping pong draft. Appreciate you all joining. and being a part of that. We had a lot of fun putting that thing together, man. I know y'all, the Steeler pick, Shador, Omari, and Hampton. Man, a lot of conversation with it. A lot of people either like Shador or don't.
Yeah.
There was no, first of all, everybody liked Hampton. Everybody liked Hampton. And it makes sense. Hell, I like Hampton. But there was no, well, maybe Shador. I don't know. Maybe him, maybe not. There was none of that. It was either I love it or I hate it. There was nothing in between, man. Nothing in between whatsoever.
Either way, B, I think we win.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, either way we win. Absolutely. Absolutely. So before the end of the night, people, y'all know we got the producer question coming up.
Oh, here we go.
Before the end of the night, we got the producer question. For people that are not familiar, again, as a reminder, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to Steelers Almighty and make sure you continue to like this podcast or this live as we're moving on. But if you're not familiar, our producer comes up with the question at the end of the show. He doesn't tell us what it is, throws it out there for us to answer. So that is coming up now, people. And it's usually a crazy question. And here we go. Here we go. So you can go back and make sure one of these legends finishes their career in Pittsburgh. No other teams, no other jerseys. Who should never have worn anything but Steelers colors?
Oh.
That's a good one. A, Rod Woodson, Hall of Fame corner and safety who won a Super Bowl in Baltimore. B, James Harrison, defensive icon who ended his career with the Patriots. C, Alan Faneca, Hall of Fame guard who spent his final years with the Jets and the Cardinals. Or D, Kevin Green, sack machine who had some of his best years in Pittsburgh but finished elsewhere and won a Super Bowl ring with the Packers as a coach.
Man, that's the hardest question he ever gave, bro. This question is hard.
He has ever given.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it's A. I think it's Rod Woodson. Bill Cowher gave up on Rod Woodson after he got hurt. Didn't think he could play anymore. And he could. He just needed to move positions. They didn't ask him to move positions. And turned out Rod Woodson had two careers. He had a Hall of Fame career as a corner in Pittsburgh. Then he had a Hall of Fame career as a safety when he moved on. And that was a Cowher mistake. It happens. Just like we say, everything that Cowher didn't turn to gold. But I think this one, for me, I think it's easy. I think it's A. I think it's Rod Woodson, and it's not even a debate.
Man, I wish we could have all four of them, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I wish all four of them.
Man,
bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to and Kevin Green too, bro. Are you serious? Dog,
Yeah.
I mean, and Debo?
And Debo.
Come on, man. But man, yeah, it's Woodson.
But the best player out of all of them is Rod Woodson.
Yeah, it's Woodson, man. Woodson was a beast, bro.
Yeah,
Woodson was an absolute freaking beast. And it was probably one of the biggest mistakes Bill Cowher ever made as a coach. It was probably one of the biggest mistakes he ever made. Yeah. Because Woodson was far from done.
Far from done.
Yeah.
And they thought he was done and didn't want to pay him, so he left and moved positions and was an all-pro.
Yeah. That's facts, bro. That's facts.
Leonard Dodd says Rod Woodson, for me, been trash at corner ever since. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know about trash. McFadden and
Ike
Taylor, they were pretty good. They were pretty good. They weren't Rod Woodson good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even trying to compare the two, but I wouldn't say they were trash. I wouldn't say they were absolute trash, but it's been shaky for sure. It's definitely been shaky.
Trash Artie Burns, though. Big trash.
Oh, my God. Don't get me started.
Get him out of here.
Horrible. I put Artie Burns in the category as our former offensive coordinator. Just don't even mention their name. They just can't even mention their name on the channel. Ugh.
Yeah. So, but you're right, man. But great question. Great question from our producer. But it's Rod Woodson, bro. It's A. All day and night.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, man, we appreciate everybody being in here today, man. Thank you guys for taking the time to show up. The live went a bit longer than usual, but I thought we had a lot of fun, man. I thought we had a lot of fun today. So I appreciate everybody being in here. as always, thank you guys for showing up and showing out as always, like you always do. Remember, memberships are available. 5 different levels of memberships to sign up. It always comes in the chat. You can always go to the front page and also click on it. Remember, it got the all 22s that you guys can watch. If you didn't notice in these lives, the lives tonight, the members got access. They get priority because they're members. They support the channel. Damn it, you're going to support the channel. You're going to get access to every live that we do. So that's just part of the perks. We're working on the other perks. The website is almost done, people. The website's almost done. And the merch, Steelers Almighty merch, is going to be available very, very soon. I am super excited about it. So it is on its way. So appreciate it. Big G, thanks for joining. Tell everybody where they can find you at, brother.
Man, listen, tomorrow night, I'm going to be over there on the KnoItAllz channel before everything kicks off with Smash the Gas. If you don't know about the KnoItAllz channel, it's a show that we do preview stuff for the Cowboys, for the Steelers, and we talk all sports. But on Wednesdays, before I go on Pump Your Brakes on Steel Curtain Network, I run my own show with my boy Tate Boy Fresh and Kirby, the Black and Gold Standard. He over there talking crazy all the time. Don't know nothing about nothing. So I got to school him every week and call him a Yinzy. So like and subscribe to the KnoItAllz channel. If you're available, watch Smash the Gas, Pump Your Brakes right afterwards, and then always you can catch me on Sundays with the KnoItAllz channel live at 6 p.m. on YouTube, bro.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate it. So, again, thanks, everybody. We'll be live again on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll be live again, having a rant, talking some more Steelers stuff. So we appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And aloha.